For 7 videos, we talked about neural networks, drawn them, explained every piece. Today, we stop talking and actually build one. No PyTorch, no TensorFlow, no magic library, doing the hard part where you can't see it. Just an empty file, Python, and the ideas that you already understand. And by the end of this video, this neural network is going to learn something with its own two hands. A problem that a simple straight line literally cannot solve. When you watch that loss number drop and the answers come out right, you'll have proof that everything from this series is real and that you can actually build it yourself. And here's my one promise. Every single line we write is something you already understand from the last few videos. Nothing new is being smuggled in. If you follow the foundations, you're ready for this. So let's dive right in. First, the only tool we need. We import NumPy. That's it. One library. And it's not a machine learning library. NumPy just does fast math with grids of numbers. Everything neural network shaped, we build ourselves, and that's the whole point. Now, the various pieces. Let's start with the bend, the activation function from our last episode. I'm using a function called tan h here. It does the same job as ReLU. It adds a bend so the network can curve. But it's a smooth bend instead of a sharp elbow, which works a little nicer on a tiny problem we're trying to solve today. It's the same idea, but a gentler shape. And notice we also write its slope right below it. So hold on that thought because we'll need that slope when the network learns. And one more, sigmoid, for the very end. It squashes our final answers into a clean number between 0 and 1. Perfect for a yes or no style prediction. A little confident style. Now, the interesting part. What do we actually teach it? I'm going to give this network the one problem that proves neural networks aren't a gimmick. It's called XOR, and it looks almost insultingly simple. We have two inputs, each either a 0 or a 1. The rule, output a 1 if the two inputs are different, and a 0 if they are the same. 0 and 1. If the inputs are 0 and 1, that means they are different, and we output 1. If the inputs are 1 and 1, then they're the same and we output 0. If the inputs are 0 and 0, they're the same again and we output 0. That's a whole puzzle. A child will get it within 5 seconds. But here's a twist that stumped early AI researchers for years. If you try to solve XOR by drawing a single straight line to separate the ones from the zeros, well, you can't. Go ahead and try it on a paper. Plot the four different points. There is no single straight line that puts the right answers on one side and the wrong answers on the other. It's impossible. The problem is not linearly separable, to use a fancy term. For a while, this made people think neural networks were a dead end. If they can't even solve this toddler puzzle, what good are they? The answer turned out to be everything we've built up to. A single neuron draws a straight line so it fails, but add a hidden layer with an activation function. A few of those bends stacked together, and suddenly the network can carve out the weird non straight boundary that XOR actually needs. So, XOR isn't a toy, it's an exact test that separates a glorified straight line from a real neural network. If a little hand built network can't crack it, that's proof the hidden layer and the activation are doing genuine work. So, let's give it that data. Here are our four inputs. We have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And right beside them, the four answers we want 0, 1, 1, 0. If the inputs are different, that means the output is 1. If the inputs are same, that means the output is 0. And that's XOR, written as numbers so that the network can read. Now we build the network itself. And this is going to be smaller than you expect. Two inputs going into a hidden layer of 8 neurons going into one output. That's the whole architecture. The connections between layers are just grids of numbers. We call them weights. And we start them off completely random. The biases we start at 0. Right now, this network knows nothing. It's random noise. Our job is to teach it. and teaching is just a loop. Watch how few moving parts there are. Every time through the loop, we do two things: a forward pass and a backward pass. The forward pass is the network making a guess. And look, it's exactly the picture from our diagrams now in code. Multiply the inputs by the first set of weights and add them up and push them through the bend. That's the hidden layer. Then do it again into the output and squash it with sigmoid. Numbers flow left to right and out pops a prediction. Then we ask the one question that drives all of learning: how wrong were we? We compare the guess to the right answer and compute the loss. Remember, one number that measures the mistake, and smaller the loss, the better it is. And now the backward pass, which sounds scary but isn't. We take the error and we send it backwards through the network, asking at each step, how much did you contribute to this mistake? And that's where the slope from earlier comes in. It tells us which direction to nudge each weight to make the error smaller. Then we take one tiny step in that direction. And that's gradient descent, walking downhill on the loss. The exact idea from episode 3, now doing real work. Guess, measure the error, nudge everything towards less wrong, repeat it 5,000 times. That is the entire act of learning. There is nothing else hiding. So let's run it. What's the loss? It starts at around 0.31. The network is basically guessing. Then we have 0.0009, 0.0003, 0.0001. It's plummeting towards zero. That falling number is the network getting less wrong with every iteration, with every pass. That's learning happening live in a file you just wrote. And now, the moment of truth. Let's see what it actually predicts. There it is. For same inputs, it outputs basically 0. For different inputs, basically 1. It solved XOR, the problem a straight line can't touch, cracked by 8 little neurons and a bend, all trained by a loop you could read start to finish. Take a second with that. You didn't call a magic function that hit the work. You built the neuron, the layer, the forward pass, the learning, and then you watched it learn something a straight line never could. That's not a toy, that is, in miniature, exactly what's happening inside the enormous models running around the world. Same ideas, just more of them. So let's bring it home. A quick recap of what you just built. You imported one math library, no ML frameworks. You wrote the activation, the bend that lets the network curve. You gave it XOR, the problem that proves a network is more than a straight line. You built a forward pass, multiply, add, bend, repeat. And you built the learning itself. Measure the error, send it backwards, nudge every weight downhill 5,000 times. That's a neural network, not a metaphor for one, a real one that learns. And here's your one next step. And please actually do this one. It's where it becomes yours. The full code is on GitHub. Link is in the description. Download it, run it, then change one thing. Change the 8 hidden neurons to 2 and watch it struggle. Change the learning rate and watch it train faster or fall apart. Break it on purpose because the moment you start turning the knobs and seeing what happens, you stop being someone who watched a video about neural networks and become someone who understands them. That closes our foundations completely. You now understand what AI is, the math beneath it, how models learn, how they fail, what a neural network is, and as of today, how to build one with your own hands. From here, the series levels up. We start taking these ideas into the architectures behind the AI you actually use every single day. But you'll walk in with something most people never have. You'll know what's really inside because you built it yourself. If this video made it finally all click into place, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. God bless.